What's up, guys? We are at the ClubMX Training Facility. Welcome to This Week in MXA, presented by O'Neill. This is Brandon Haas, and this place has changed a lot since he first started it. He's gonna give us a tour right now. So when we came to ClubMX, we did not know where we were gonna stay. I thought Trevor and I might have to share a room, but instead we got hooked up with their awesome apartment here. It's a 4-bedroom apartment, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Got our own shower and laundry room up here. Beautiful kitchenette as well, but this feature has to be the coolest. It's the full-blown race shop right underneath us. Dude, this place is beautiful. What's it like for you?
It's we should have built it probably twice as big, but at the time it was like, holy cows, this is what we need. And yeah, it's been good, but we're growing at a rate of speed that I need to do better, like forecasting. So we have already, I think we were in here for like 6 months, and then we added the dyno room. That time we didn't even know really what a dyno was other than hearing about stuff. But we just got our engines from Jamie and at Twisted, and that was kind of it. Where now we are maintaining our own program. We're verifying our rotations and keeping up with the specs. So yeah, over the course of time, we built that room, and then we just did knockout now to do a new suspension bays. Still finishing that. We're just waiting on the steel tops, but in general, it's helped us like streamline our processing, having all the mechanics in sync, and each guy has the same bay. They have access to the same parts. It kind of brings the quality control definitely into factor and helped us improve that. We have our offices, the rider's lounge, the bathroom. We have a 4-bedroom apartment where you guys are staying, and so it's cool. And we have different people come in for whether it's Jamie testing mapping or engines, or we're doing suspension, or just sponsors of the team want to come hang out. It's cool offering a place to stay for them. So yeah, this has been an incredible experience just to be able to build a race shop and then outgrow it is definitely a blessing for us. Like it's cool. It's a cool problem to have. Some of the growth with our team has been keeping up with the evolution of it, which has been very quick and growing fastly thanks to Yamaha and FXR and Muck-Off. We've been able to take the next steps. So as you see Greg rebuilding one of our practice engines, we definitely still are Twisted development. Jamie works with us on creating our package, and like now we're entering the season where we're creating updates for next year. So it's just a constant kind of keep up, but it's nice being able to service our own stuff, keep our quality control in check, and also verify things working and not working because of the elements we have with Club with the gnarly track. So we can take an engine and maybe put specific components in it and run it through the ringers for a course of time and then bring it in, inspect it. Our dyno room is right next to him, so he's able to easily kind of go verify stuff through here. It's nice being able to kind of check things off the list, and it's not a KTM factory racing dyno by any means, but yeah, it allows us again to make sure when a rider says, hey, my bike don't feel right, we can take that engine out, put it in the dyno, and verify what they're feeling. It's difficult shipping in and out as the team has grown. So it started off with just servicing our own stuff, now to kind of turning that corner to developing at the same time. Every rider, it definitely requires a different taste. But we have found a baseline that does work pretty well across the board, and then we're able to modify it from there. So Ty's been a great addition to the program in that aspect. That's helped us definitely evolve. To show you the parts room, should have probably built this one twice this size, but it is what it is. We've definitely outgrown this too. We got some sea containers in another building that's just full of bulk items, but as you can see, most of the forks, shocks, different components, clutches, just across the board. We have a lot of our OEM parts, but the guys are able to come in and get what they need, and different clamp options. We try to retain some of our Supercross settings that we know are good for riders that are entering the following year. So swing arms, frames, spring testers, just across the board, this room is just aisles of different components that we need to go racing. Unfortunately, we're not a factory team, so we don't have all the special stuff, but titanium fasteners and just different little trinkets. When a rider gets hurt and the mechanic might have some extra time, it's got my numbers on it, but it's really going to be a bike for everybody just to play around on. But kind of cool. 252 stroke. Get back to the roots. I always blame Phil when there's a mess. But yeah, I mean, everybody gets their own spot, so it's kind of nice for these guys to have their own space, kind of away from the ruckus. But it's everybody keeps their stuff in here, keep it organized. Air compressor kicks on. They got their own bathroom. The mechanics got their own wash bays, and then out front is our work areas. So yes, this is our front track. You can see Miguel prepping it for tomorrow. This track we ride quite a bit. It's one of our main training tracks because the soil, we've mixed it into a loam, so it gets rough and choppy and uncomfortable, and we can let it develop day after day without getting baked out. So that's why we predominantly use this track, but we have a clay pit right on the back side, so every time we do a new track, we'll manipulate the soil exactly the way we want it. And yeah, some of the best dirt in the world, I think. This was we call our top Supercross, but after Daytona, we wiped this one out and made it more of a Friday technical training track, kind of in a hybrid phase right now, and we just play with it throughout the year. We always use it every Friday for the most part. Some weeks change, but Fridays we tend to focus on technique, all modern day techniques, as I think everybody has seen in the recent years. It's continuing to evolve, and we want to stay on the front side. So we got days where we definitely pound out motos and do sprints, but we also have days where we just focus on technique and spend the whole day just revisiting the fundamentals of the sport and taking what a specific rider's natural abilities are and trying to allow them to shine. It's not a one size fits all by any means for technique either. We got laundry, gym, shop, but this building right here is actually the very first one I ever built. So yeah, this is the gymnasium. We started with this one, the RV sites and the bunkhouse. We've renovated it several times. We added addition off the back with the roll-up doors. We built the sauna. We got the ice baths off the far side. So this is the area the guys come every morning. They meet in here. They have different times per group and just hammer out. And then typically come back in the afternoons, or we get on road rides or run. Up here we got rental garages. This is a community garage, but it also has shops inside. But the other ones are so guys can have their private garages. And then we got bigger private garages plus the pro shop in that other building. He does suspension servicing, engine servicing, parts, VP fuel, chapel, yeah, ice baths, pressure washing bays kind of scattered around all the shops where everybody can have access to washing, and try to make it a moto community to the best of our abilities. This is our bottom Supercross track. So this track, I wouldn't say we utilize it very much, to be honest with you. We've probably ridden it 10 times this year in total, but it's a track that serves its purposes for different parts of our training program when we want a tight, compact track with race tight corners, and it's a unique soil. And as you kind of come up, this is Croft Jones Road. We're on both sides of the road. This is one of the campgrounds, and there's some new homes we're building on this road, and kind of seems like some constant construction going on. There's a little bit of land tore up everywhere at all times just because we're always doing stuff. These are some new houses that we finished last year, and we're going to keep expanding on housing. You can see this new house that we just finished, still nearing completion. And then we got 2 more pads ready to build on next. And then you can see the main Supercross track cut out of this hillside. There's also a whoop track on the far side, and a lot of development going on behind this track where we're building more cabins, more parking, just cleaning up the property to give it that park feel. And who knows, maybe one day we can host an event or 2, or maybe get a pro national, or just be ready for an opportunity that comes our way. It's actually one of the biggest projects I've ever taken on without knowing it. I'm just like, yeah, we'll put a Supercross track right here. How hard could it be? Well, it was pretty hard. So this is what we call the public side, because when we do have practice, they come over here. So it separates the training from the public, which is nice to have that isolation. We got a lot of water running through this property, so one day this will be a nice cleaned up creek running through here, and green grass with lots of parking. We got a 50 track, our national track, and then there's a GP sand track. It gives us the ability to have the grassroots connection to the sport, while on the other side of the road, we're totally focused on training and the competitive side. So I appreciate having the connections on both sides. It's a hard-packed West Coast feel, so we've been over here the last 2 weeks preparing for Paula and Hangtown, because this would be our track that resembles that. So you see here, we built 4 new small cabins. We call them modern cabins, and these turned out really good, mostly here for staffing of the race team and club, but we intend to build more. We proofed the concept, and over here you can see this spot's cleaned up for 3 more. These will be a little bit bigger, And then we're also going to continue on the other side of building more homes and serving the purposes of all of our needs. You know, some people want their own little space. Other people have a family. Other people have a wife. Everybody's in a little different situations. So we want to be able to accommodate everybody. That doesn't mean we need everything full in max capacity. We just want to offer that. 32 is the number of trainees that we like to have at a moment in time. Try not to go beyond that, just to keep everything very organized and efficient. Pretty peaceful spot to live at a track, but maybe not quite feel like you're at the track, but you're still in the heart of it. ClubMX is 200 acres, so we are pretty spread out around the property, and I think there's upwards of 14 houses and some cabins, 2 campgrounds. So constantly kind of expanding and adding to it. This is what I would refer to as the backside of ClubMX. Really cool part of the property. This is Mike B's house. He's our team manager. And then you see our farm kind of on the bottom of that hillside. We raise all our own cows, chickens, all our own eggs. Deborah's got a bunch of greenhouses. We've been planting fruit trees. Pretty cool spot back here. Beautiful spot sitting back here overlooking the practice track. At night the sun sets right over top of the practice track, which is really cool. This is where I live. This is my little slice of heaven. I have my own little spot too, which is cool. Like, I can't see any tracks, but I'm surrounded by tracks, and that's I appreciate I appreciate dirt bikes.
A big problem with tracks, especially US, even in Europe, is noise complaints. You got a lot of people coming in and out here. Do your neighbors like you guys?
Yeah, I think we're actually surprisingly widely accepted in Chesterfield County, and even to the point after, I think, year 4, we started just asking, like, hey, can you fix the road up? Can you grade it a little bit more often? Because this was just a sand road winding through here. And then as FedEx comes every day and UPS, things started changing. And asked them the second go around, was like, they're grading every week to, hey, can you gravel it? Gravel would be cool, you know? Like, they got back to me and said, hey, we approved your road project. I'm like, all right, cool. When are you get started? Well, we won't be able to squeeze you in until next year. And I'm like, come on. Like, well, no, they're going to redo everything and pave it. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So they paved from, I think it's a little over a mile all the way right to our entrance and stop. So yeah, we're very fortunate for Chesterfield County to accept us outsiders coming into a small knit community. It's really cool.
I'm Deborah Mazaris, nutritionist at ClubMX, and today we're going to talk a little bit about what the kids learn about as far as nutrition is concerned and why they eat what they eat and when. And today's example is breakfast. And so we start breakfast off with 3 pasture-raised eggs, actually our very own chickens. Today we have some barbecue bison. We have some roasted chicken. We've got, we always start a base of 3 eggs, just so that we get to our fat content and protein content of the day, and some hickory smoked feta cheese today, in addition to some turmeric rice and some lemon pepper asparagus. Our objective is to always have a target of high fat, medium protein, low carb. That's what we're all about here. And again, the kids learn what to eat when, and why they're eating what they're eating. Also, every Tuesday after breakfast, we have a nutrition meeting. And in that meeting, the kids learn even more, and the riders learn more about what to eat on race day, you know, how to choose things when they go to the supermarket to shop for themselves, how to read nutrition labels so they can make the best choice possible.
So pretty much at club, with the groups that we got, every Monday morning we start off with a cardio circuit, just kind of get the heart rate up a little bit. Obviously from the weekend off, everybody's pretty fresh, so we can start off fire in the morning, get the week started off right. Then we'll go in through some stretches, get everything loosened up and stuff, so we're protecting the joints and the tendons. And then Monday afternoon, usually we'll go through a little bit more of a base cardio. We'll stick to zone 2 and 3 for a longer period of time. That's pretty much gonna be our Monday. And then Tuesday morning, always gotta make sure that we have core inquired into our program as well. So we'll do a core circuit, get our riding in, and then the afternoon is usually our strength day because we have Wednesday off, and I don't want these guys riding whenever they're tight. And then obviously injuries a little bit more liable to happen whenever they're tight. So we'll work through our strength. Usually it's upper body on Tuesdays. We'll do some push and pull action, getting the shoulders, the chest, everything like that engaged, fired, so we're strong on the bike. We gotta have a strong middle back, strong delts. It's pretty much the idea between that. Then Wednesday, with our day off, back to the injury prevention side of things, we'd have yoga in the morning, usually about 30 to 45 minutes of yoga. And then throughout the day, I always have the guys do another hour cycle just to keep the body moving at a low zone as well. Then going into Thursday morning, the resting heart rate's usually higher. It's later in the week. It's been a long week for the guys because usually Monday's an easier day, Tuesday's a pretty big day riding, and then Thursday we have a big day as well. So in the mornings, it's mobility, really light. We'll go through some RDLs, we'll do some kettlebell swings, just some basic movements to wake everything up. And then we'll do a few short sprints as well, just to get the heart rate spiked a little bit so we are firing, getting onto the bike. Then Thursday afternoon, usually working the cardio as well. That's when we kind of get our more intense intervals in. We'll do 30 minutes or so of different variations. Sometimes we'll do 30 on, 30 off. We'll go to a minute, 2 minutes. It just depends on kind of what the week has brung and what tracks we've ridden. And then working into Friday, I do believe that something that's neglected in anybody's training when it comes to dirt bikes is the balance side of things, right? So you're practicing keeping yourself upright when you're on the bike every single time that you ride. So that's something that needs to be applied in the gym as well. So Friday mornings, we bust out a balance circuit, go through 3 times, usually takes us about 45 minutes or so, and then get our riding in. Then the afternoons, we like to hit the legs pretty hard because obviously for me, the way I think about a dirt bike rider is strong legs, strong core, got your strong shoulders, and then obviously strong cardiovascular system pretty much makes a perfect dirt bike rider. Friday afternoons, hammer out the legs. Then they got Saturday and Sunday to rest. Usually go through a cycle on Saturday just to kind of flush everything out of the legs. And then that way rolling into Monday, we're fresh again and kind of roll back into it depending on the time of the year.
Well, that's a quick rundown, not even a quick rundown, a very in-depth rundown of the ClubMX Training Facility. Brandon, thanks for taking us around. Like I said, we have more videos on our channel. We tested Phil Nicoletti's race bike. That's coming out soon. We also tested Cody Shock's YZ125 two-stroke. That was a ton of fun, and it was an awesome experience being able to see the whole facility. And we didn't even really capture all of it. Hopefully you guys get just a good experience of it. But if you do want to come check it out, about once a month, ClubMX opens up the practice track, so you can come here and ride on the weekends. And of course, get signed up to be one of the elite 32 riders that trains here full-time. Spots are still open, right?
Got a few spots open, yep.
Awesome. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
See ya.